You know that feeling when you've worked so hard on something. You've written a story, composed a song, edited a video, or painted something beautiful. And then silence. No likes. No views. No comments. You start to wonder, maybe my work doesn't matter. Maybe I'm just not good enough. But what if it's not your talent that's missing, it's your visibility? That's exactly what author Austin Kleon realized. He's not a billionaire or a viral superstar. He's a quiet artist who learned one powerful truth. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to show your work. And that simple idea changed everything. In this video, we'll explore the 10 best lessons from Show Your Work, each one helping you build visibility, confidence, and a real audience around your creativity. By the end, you'll stop hiding your art, your ideas, your efforts, and finally learn how to share them with the world. Lesson 1. You don't have to be a genius. You just have to be curious. We often imagine creativity as something magical, the spark of a lone genius. But Kleon says, that's a myth. He writes, find your scene. Share your scene. Be a part of something bigger than yourself. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to ask better questions. When Austin started, he wasn't famous. He was just a writer sharing small doodles and poems on his blog. No fancy strategy, no viral tactics. Just honest sharing. People connected, not because he was a genius, but because he was authentic. In our world today, look at someone like Ali Abdaal, a former doctor who started sharing productivity tips on YouTube. He wasn't claiming to be an expert. He was just curious, sharing what worked for him. Now, millions follow his journey. The lesson? Don't try to appear perfect. Be curious. Be real. Be learning in public. That's how you attract people, not with perfection, but with progress. Lesson 2. Think process, not product. Most creators hide their process because they think it's boring. But the process is the story. Kleon says, people are interested in how things are made. Share your process. One day, Austin was at an art show. People loved his finished pieces, but they were even more fascinated when he explained how he made them. What inspired him, what mistakes he made, how he fixed them. That's when he realized, people don't just want your art, they want your story. And today's creators know this. Think of Mr. Beast. He doesn't just upload videos. He shows behind the scenes, the chaos, the planning, the failed ideas. That transparency makes people root for him. So, instead of waiting for the final perfect version, start sharing the making of. Show the sketches, the drafts, the early cuts, the struggles. That's what turns your audience into believers. Lesson 3. Share something small every day. You don't have to create something huge to get noticed. Kleon believes in the power of daily sharing. Post small bits of progress. They build up to something big. When Austin was writing Show Your Work, he didn't isolate himself for years. He shared small ideas every day, quotes, drawings, inspirations, on his blog. By the time the book launched, he already had a loyal community waiting for it. That's the magic of consistency. Modern example. Billie Eilish used to upload short clips of her singing on SoundCloud, just small recordings from her bedroom. No big production, no marketing. Those small moments built her career. You don't have to go viral. You just have to go visible. Share one small thing each day, a quote, an idea, a piece of your journey. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for presence. Lesson 4. Teach what you know. When you teach, you don't lose your power, you multiply it. Kleon says, the best way to get known is to help others. Austin used to post little guides on creativity, how to stay inspired, how to find your voice, how to start small. People began to follow him, not because he was promoting himself, but because he was helping them. You don't need to be an expert to teach. You just need to share what you've learned so far. Think of Marques Brownlee, MKBHD. When he started, he was a teenager reviewing tech from his bedroom. He wasn't claiming to be a professional reviewer. He was just sharing what he knew. Now he's one of the biggest tech creators in the world. Next time you learn something new, write a short post, make a short video, or share a tweet. When you teach, you build trust. Lesson 5. Don't turn into human spam. There's a difference between showing your work and showing off. Kleon calls out human spam. People who only post to get attention, not to provide value. Early in his career, Austin followed a few artists who constantly self-promoted. Buy my art. Watch my video. Support my work. But those artists never built a real audience because they didn't connect. They sold, but they didn't share. Contrast that with Emma Chamberlain. who built her audience by being funny, honest, and human. She didn't act like a brand. She acted like a friend. People follow people, not products. Don't shout louder. Speak more genuinely. Lesson 6. Open up your cabinet of curiosities. Your inspirations, influences, and favorite tools are part of your creative DNA. Kleon says, show people what you love. It tells them who you are. Austin once posted about his favorite books and artists. It seemed like a small thing, but people loved it. They discovered new artists, shared their own, and it built a conversation. The same principle works everywhere. When creators share what inspires them, they become relatable. Example, Taylor Swift often shares the books, movies, and lyrics that inspire her songwriting. Fans don't just love her songs, they love the world behind her songs. Share your creative diet, what you're reading, watching, or listening to. It helps your audience see your mind in motion. Lesson 7. Tell good stories. People don't remember data. They remember stories. Kleon says, your work doesn't speak for itself. You have to speak for it. When Austin sold his first book, he realized most people weren't just buying words. They were buying the story behind the book. A guy doodling poems during lunch breaks, turning them into a viral phenomenon. Stories connect emotion to work. Think about Steve Jobs launching the iPhone. He didn't just say, here's a new phone. He told a story about changing how humans connect. That's what made it powerful. Next time you share something, tell a mini story. What inspired it? What you learned? What challenge you faced? Your story is your superpower. Lesson 8. Learn to take a punch. The moment you share publicly, you invite opinions. Some people will love your work. Others will hate it. That's the price of visibility. Kleon writes, the trick is to learn how to take a punch. When Austin first went viral, he was shocked by how many people criticized his work. Some called it too simple. Others said, he's not even an artist. At first, it hurt. But then he realized, those critics were proof that his work mattered. Because only visible things get attacked. Look at Kanye West, Elon Musk, or Greta Thunberg. The more impact they make, the more criticism they receive. But they don't stop. Don't take criticism as a sign you're doing something wrong. Take it as proof you're doing something real. Lesson 9. Geography is no longer our limit. Once upon a time, artists had to move to big cities to make it. Paris, London, New York. But not anymore. Kleon says, you can find your scene online. Austin lived in Austin, Texas, not exactly a global art hub. But through the internet, he connected with artists, writers, and readers worldwide. Today, we see this everywhere. A gamer in India builds a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel. A dancer in Nigeria goes viral on TikTok. A poet in a small town finds an audience on Instagram. The internet erased geography. Find your digital tribe. Engage with communities that love what you love. You don't have to move cities. You just have to move online with purpose. Lesson 10. Keep showing up. This is the heart of Show Your Work. Sharing your work isn't about fame. It's about connection. Austin writes, forget about being discovered. Instead, build discovery into what you do every day. When Austin finished Steal Like an Artist, he could have stopped. He was already successful. But instead, he kept sharing small posts, sketches, reflections, and that consistency gave birth to Show Your Work and Keep Going. That's how creative people last. They don't wait for inspiration, they create momentum. Modern example, Casey Neistat. He uploaded short daily vlogs, showing his filmmaking process, struggles, thoughts, and routines. People didn't just watch his videos, they watched him grow. Don't hide your art until it's ready. Start sharing your journey while you're becoming. Because your journey is someone else's inspiration. You don't need millions of followers. You don't need to wait for permission. You just need to be brave enough to show your work. The messy drafts, the failed attempts, the moments of progress. Because visibility isn't about perfection. It's about honesty. And when you share your truth, your work starts to travel, touching hearts, inspiring others, and connecting you with the world in ways you never imagined. So start today. Share your work. Share your process. Share your story. Because somewhere out there, someone is waiting to see what only you can create. If this video inspired you, hit like, drop a comment, and share it with one friend who's afraid to put their work out there. And if you want to grow through books that build you, subscribe to Book 2 Better. Because here, we don't just read books. We live them.